Major landforms of the Earth. In the previous videos, we have discussed the largest land masses called continents and their distribution across the globe. You have also learned about the use of colors to showcase various relief features, lowland features like green for plains, yellow for deserts, highland features like brown for highlands and mountains, blue to indicate rivers, seas and oceans, and white for snow-capped peaks. In this lesson, you will study these continental landforms in detail. You will explore the extent of high-rise mountains, the vast flat plains that stretch across thousands of kilometers, that expansive barren deserts, and the lives of the people who inhabit these landforms. This will enable you to gain a deeper understanding of each relief feature. What are landforms? The surface of the earth is uneven with a variety of land surfaces in different shapes and forms. These physical features are called landforms, which refer to the physical characteristics of an area, country, or region, and they make up the terrain of a place. Landforms include hills, mountains, canyons, and valleys, as well as shoreline features such as bays, peninsulas, and seas, including submerged features such as mid-ocean ridges, volcanoes, and the great ocean basins. The landforms we see today result from processes such as the weathering of rocks, soil erosion, shifting of tectonic plates, and the elevation of rocks. The formation of these landforms can take hundreds to thousands of years as it is a long and slow process. According to the famous American geographer William Morris Davis, a landscape goes through three stages: youth, maturity, and old age, before reaching its final stage known as peneplain. This process is called the cycle of erosion. Landforms can be mainly divided into four categories. Number one, mountains. Number two, plateaus. Number three, plains. Number four, deserts. Mountains. Mountains can be described as very high landforms with pointed tops. They generally rise significantly above their surrounding lands and can be distinguished from other landforms by their relief features such as a broad base, steep slopes, and conical peaks. The Himalayas, which lie to the north of India, comprise many high-rise mountains. Mount Everest is approximately 8,849 meters high and is located in Nepal. It is the highest mountain peak in the world. Depending on the altitude, mountains may have snow-covered caps throughout the year, whereas the snow on lower altitude mountains melts during the summer season. In contrast, hills are also highlands but have a much lower altitude compared to mountains. They have rounded tops and less steep slopes. A series or chain of mountains situated close to each other is called a mountain range. Some famous mountain ranges around the world include the Himalayas in Asia, the Andes in South America, the Alps in Europe, and the Rockies in North America. A mountain can generally be identified as a young fold or an old fold mountain based on its appearance. Young mountains stand relatively taller with sharp, pointed peaks, whereas old mountains are shorter with rounded peaks due to years of erosional activities. The Himalayas and the Rockies are examples of young fold mountains, while the Aravallis and the Appalachians are examples of old fold mountains. Significance of mountains. Number 1. Mountains are a great source of fresh water. Many great rivers such as the Ganga, Yamuna and Brahmaputra originate in the mountains and provide water for irrigation and production of hydroelectricity. Number 2. Mountains around the world contribute to almost 20% of global tourism. Ski resorts, hill station, river rafting, mountaineering, trekking, etc. attract many tourists and provide livelihood to the locals. Number 3. Mountains act as natural barriers against cold winds, monsoon winds, many natural disasters and other territorial enemies. Number 4. They are rich in mineral resources. Number 5. The foothills of mountains are covered with dense forests which serve as habitats for various species of birds, animals and reptiles. Number 6. With a history spanning hundreds of years, mountains showcase rich cultural diversity. Number 7. Mountains provide a great supply of wood for various uses. They are a rich source of medicinal plants and herbs along with a variety of seasonal fruits. For instance, saffron, the costliest spice in the world, grows in the Kashmir Valley of India at an altitude of 1600 to 1800 meters above sea level. Trees like pine, oak, birch and fir as well as plants such as mosses and lichens are features associated with mountains and mountain valleys. Number 8. Mountains are habitats for a vast range of reptiles, animals and birds. For example, the mountain goat, ibex, elephant, grizzly bear, snow leopard, mountain bluebird and golden eagle can all be found in mountainous regions. Life of people in the mountains. Life in the mountains is a constant struggle against nature. The extremely harsh climatic conditions, high altitudes, lack of supplies, and rough terrain make everyday living a challenge. The foothills of the mountains are usually suitable for agriculture, resulting in a variety of harvests. These areas also support healthy mountain forests, which are rich in flora and fauna because of the cooler temperatures and high precipitation. The mountain slopes do not serve as ideal land for agriculture, hence, terrace farming or step farming is practiced. Crops such as rice, wheat, maize, coffee, tea, oilseeds, apples, plums, etc. are grown on these terraces. Apart from agriculture, tourism also provides occupation to the locals on a large scale. Hill stations attract people from all over the world as they offer relief from the warm temperatures of the lowlands and provide many adventurous sports such as river rafting, paragliding, mountaineering, trekking, and more. Cattle rearing and making handicrafts are some other sources of income. Mount Everest was originally named Sagar Matha by the Nepalese, meaning goddess of the sky. It was officially named Everest in honor of Sir George Everest, a British surveyor and geographer in 1865. The Tibetans called it Chomolungma, meaning goddess mother of mountains. It is believed to be a secret place requiring all mountaineers to ask for permission for the safe passage before attempting to summit the loftiest peak. This is called the puja ceremony taking place at Everest Base Camp prior to setting foot on the mountain. Along with picturesque view, mountains come with challenges such as landslides, heavy snowfall, cloud bursts, flash floods, avalanches, and snowstorms. These are some of the natural disasters that are associated with them. Glaciers or the rivers of ice are the sources that provide water to the rivers when the ice melts. The Ganga and the Yamuna originate from the glaciers Gangotri and Yamunotri respectively. The Brahmaputra originates from the Kailash range in the Himalayas, and after flowing through Tibet, it enters India from Arunachal Pradesh. Similarly, the river Narmada in the south originates from Narmada Kund at Amarkantak, Madhya Pradesh. Plateaus. A plateau, which is also called a high plain or a tableland, is an area of a high land consisting of flat terrain raised sharply above the surrounding area on at least one side. A plateau is one of the major landforms of the earth. The peninsular plateau of India is the oldest landmass of the Indian subcontinent and is often called the storehouse of minerals. Plateaus are classified according to their surrounding environment as intermontane, Piedmont, and continental. A few plateaus may have a small flat top while others have wider ones. Intermontane plateaus are some of the highest and most extensive plateaus in the world, enclosed by fold mountains. Examples are the Tibetan Plateau located between the Himalayas and Kulun Mountains and the Altiplano Plateau between two ranges of Andes. Piedmont plateaus are bordered on one side by mountains and on the other by a plain or a sea. Examples are the Appalachian Plateau located between the Appalachian Mountains and the Atlantic Coastal Plain in the United States and the Malwa Plateau in India. Continental plateaus are bordered on all sides of plains or oceans, forming away from the mountains. An example of such a continental plateau is the Antarctic Plateau in East Antarctica. The highest and largest plateau on Earth is the Tibetan Plateau. It is estimated to be 55 million years old. It is the highest plateau in the world with an area of 25,000 kilometers long and 1,000 kilometers wide. It is spread across nations like India, China, Nepal, Tibet, Pakistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan. Due to its freshwater reserves, it is sometimes referred to as the third pole of the earth. Significance of plateaus. Number 1. Plateaus are extremely rich in minerals. Most of the mineral sites in the world are located in plateau regions. For example, the Chota Nagpur Plateau in India is rich in iron, coal, and manganese deposits, while the African Plateau is a major mining center for gold and diamonds. Number 2. Plateaus act as hotspots for a wide array of biodiversity, including various plants and animal species, due to their unique environmental conditions. For instance, the Khas Plateau in Maharashtra is home to over 850 different species of flowering plants. Number 3, the large grasslands present on plateaus serve as grazing land for activities such as sheep and goat rearing. These activities provide meat, milk, and wool from these animals. Number 4, volcanic plateaus or lava plateaus have extremely fertile black soil, which is great for growing crops. Ooty Hill Station. Number 5. Most plateaus offer scenic spots for adventure activities. Ooty, a famous hill station in the Nilgiri Hills, is a part of the Deccan Plateau. Number 6. Many seasonal rivers originate from these plateaus and provide water for irrigation to their basins. The Kunchikal waterfall in Karnataka originates from the Varahi River and is the highest in India and the second highest in Asia. Life of people in the plateaus. Life in plateaus is shaped by cooler climates, rocky terrain, and rich natural resources. Agriculture, often using terrace farming, is common, though the soil can be less fertile. Plateaus are often rich in minerals, leading to mining activities. Human settlements can be sparse, but major cities may develop due to resources or trade. Cultural life is often tied to the land, with traditional practices reflecting the unique environment. Despite challenges, plateaus offer both agricultural and economic opportunities. Plains. A plain, commonly known as flat land, is a flat expanse of land that generally does not change much in elevation. Plains occur as lowlands along valleys or at the base of mountains, as coastal plains, and as plateaus or uplands. Plains are one of the major landforms on Earth, being present on all continents and covering more than one third of the world's land area. Plains in many areas are important for agriculture. They are mostly treeless and are not more than 200 meters above the mean sea level. The Great Northern Plains of India, known as the Indo-Gangetic Plains, lie to the south of the mighty Himalayas and are one of the largest and most fertile regions in the world. These plains are formed by the alluvial deposits of three significant rivers in Indian subcontinent: the Ganga, the Indus, and the Brahmaputra, along with their tributaries. These rivers bring sediments like silt, sand, minerals, and stones from the Himalayan mountains and deposit them on their banks. This very fertile and finely graded material is called alluvium. It is beneficial for crops. Therefore, agriculture is the most important occupation in the plains. Consequently, the plains are some of the most densely populated regions in the world. Delhi is an important city located in the northern plains of India. Similarly, the prairies are vast stretches of flat grasslands that spread across the continent of North America. They cover an area of approximately 1.4 million square miles and stretch from Canada in the north to Mexico in the south. Several important towns in North America, such as Chicago, Texas, and Oklahoma, are located in this region. The Mississippi and Missouri rivers flow through the area. Wheat is produced in such large quantities that the region is called the wheat basket of the world. The area through which a river flows is called its basin. It is watered by the river and its tributaries. The areas where the land is touched by sea water are called coastal plains. The climate of these areas is neither very hot nor very cold, and they are also very fertile. Life of people in the plains. Number 1, the northern plains are very important for us because the soil in these plains is very fertile and good for growing crops such as wheat, barley, rice, millets, and maize. Number 2, coastal plains are suitable for fishing and provide a source of income to the people living there. Due to their terrain, the plains are well connected through roadways and railways. They help in commuting as well as transporting the goods produced in this region to other parts of the country. Number three, availability of resources, favorable climatic conditions for agricultural activities and dairy farming, and accessibility to important buildings such as banks, schools, and hospitals make plains around the world densely populated. Number four, the major industrial, agricultural, and cyber hubs around the world have been established in the plains, promoting economic growth, trade, and commerce. Significance of rivers. Number one, whether it is in the mountains or in the plains, rivers play a vital role in shaping landforms and their basins. They influence the lives of the inhabitants and help balance the biodiversity of our planet. Rivers act as lifelines for many nations where water transport is common. Number two, many great civilizations flourished near river basins. For example, the Indus Valley civilization developed on the banks of the Indus River. Another example is the ancient Egyptian civilization, which thrived along the Nile River. Rivers are important for the sustainability of humankind and the diverse flora and fauna. Number three, agricultural lands and industries thrive because of the water supply from rivers. On the religious front, many cultures consider rivers sacred and worship them. Many important festivals and rituals are associated with worshipping rivers. Number four, River Ganga is the holiest river in India. It is personified as the goddess Ganga. Kumbh Mela is a fair held every 12 years. It is a major event in the Hindu religion. The fair takes place at four different locations in India, all centered around river banks. The most important location is the Ganga Yamuna Saraswati confluence. This is where these rivers meet at Allahabad, now Pragraj, also called Sangam. Agriculture in the northern part of India has always been supported by the perennial rivers. However, due to the independent, easy, and timely access to water supply, more and more farmers are switching to irrigation methods. While this has contributed to the rise in agricultural products, it has also led to the depletion of underground water levels. Canals have turned out to be an effective source of supplying water to the fields for irrigation. The future of agriculture in India holds many possibilities if advanced farming techniques are adopted alongside conventional methods of water supply. Deserts. A desert is a large area of land that is dry, barren, often covered with loose sand or rocks. It is desolate and receives very little or no rainfall. Very few plants and trees grow in the desert. Deserts are of two types, hot and cold. Hot deserts have an extremely hot and dry climate, whereas cold deserts are extremely cold and dry. The Great Indian Desert or the Thar Desert in the northwestern part of India, which covers major portion of Rajasthan, is a hot desert. It is about 800 kilometers long and 500 kilometers wide. Hot deserts are generally covered with sand dunes. Sandstorms are a common feature in such deserts. In some places, oases are found. An oasis is a place in a desert where underground water comes to the surface. It is a small patch of fertile land where agriculture can be done. A few settlements are clustered around these oases. The Sahara Desert in Africa is the world's largest hot desert, while Antarctica is the world's largest cold desert. Antarctica is almost 3 times the size of the Sahara Desert. The vegetation and wildlife are scanty due to the shortage of rainfall. Trees and plants with thorns such as cactus and kikar can be seen. Date and palm trees grow near the oasis. Animals and reptiles like gazelles, camels, snakes, and scorpions are a few of the species that can withstand such harsh conditions. Life of people in deserts. Generally, deserts are thinly populated due to extremely dry and harsh climatic conditions. Often, one has to walk long distances to fetch water for domestic use. Camels are the only and most important means of transport and travel in these regions. Although life is challenging in such extreme conditions, the people living here showcase a rich and vibrant cultural history. The nomads or Banjaras of the Thar Desert are fond of music, poetry, and dance. Festivals like Gangor, Tej, and the Pushkar Mela attract tourists to this land from all over the world. Although landforms have been changing due to the shift in the tectonic plates, soil erosion, weathering of rocks, and changing environmental conditions, humankind has found ways to adapt by constructing buildings, cutting trees, extracting natural resources, and growing crops. It is essential to maintain a balance between these activities to live in peace and harmony with Mother Earth.